Hello, everyone. My name is Jonathan Hewitt, and welcome to the Conservative Voice Show, your place for honest, controversial, and the hottest in political conversations. So, what's everybody, and welcome back, Patriots. And today is going to be a little different, I think. We're just going to go over everything that happened yesterday. Right? Because we all know that Biden was inaugurated and everything like that. But like the title says, how fucked are we? That's the question, and that's what I'm going to answer, everybody. But first, I said a few days ago, if you're like me and drag in the morning, if you need pre-workout, if you're still hitting the gym because of your New Year's resolution and need any supplement, Repp Sports is going to have your back. Let me tell you. So ranging from well-priced protein supplements to pre-workouts to sleep aids to probably the best tasting energy drink I've ever tasted in my entire life. RAZE Energy, they have it all for you, right? And I drink a lot of energy drinks, let's just be honest. Like, I am bouncing off the woodwork like 9 times out of 10. And so I need something that's going to have minimal impact on trying to keep my girlish figure. My masculine figure. Just keeping me in shape in general, right? Well, that's where I turn to RAZE. This thing has 0 calories, 0 sugars, 0 carbs, and 0 crash. I don't feel groggy or anything afterwards. So go to Repp Sports, take a look. You can get, I think, a pack of 12 of these for like $21. Variety pack. Shipped straight to your doorstep. Right? And use the code TCVS1776 at checkout and save yourself 15%. Again, that's what I use, and you should use it too. All right, so getting on to just how screwed we are. I'm kind of just going to ignore everything with actually what he said at his inauguration because it was all scripted and actually plays no bearing on what is actually going to happen in the next 4 years because we all know that actions speak way louder than words, and his call for unity and healing and blah, 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 blah. Garbage that he spoke yesterday was completely undercut when he took his, astonishing 17 executive orders. Day one. Day one, my people. 17 executive orders. The last 2 presidents, so Bush and Obama, one. They signed 1 executive order their first day, right? 17 of them, my friends. 17 executive orders, completely undermining the last 4 years of policy and setting the framework for what is going to be incredibly progressive. While he signs them, which I'll play here in a second, while he signs the executive orders, he says, well, this is just the beginning. We need legislation to support these things. Remember when he was going to be the moderate Democrat that was just going to bring all the moderation to America? He was going to push back the progressives on the left. And he's going to unite and rein in the radicals on the right. Yeah. Okay, sure. If that is what you believe he's going to do, well, you're done. Because he's not. And his executive orders absolutely show that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go one by one and tell you what they are. And then a few of them I'm going to dive into and read you some of the language that was used. All right. So if you guys want to see any of it, I'll link it down below. WhiteHouse.gov has all of his executive orders and his presidential actions, as they call it. Which, can we just stop there for a second? Can we just go back and, like I said in the interview with Chase, I think 2 days ago, the executive orders need to go. They're just a garbage policy, in my opinion. The fact that you can just circumvent the legislature and just say, you know what? This is what I want to do and this is what's going to happen. Boom. Law. That is absolutely ridiculous. And our founding fathers would be rolling in their freaking grave. Rolling in it if they saw that. All right. So here we go. First one, executive order on organizing and mobilizing the United States government to provide a unified and effective response to combat COVID-19 and provide United States leadership on global health and security. All right, so I guess this was not terrible in my opinion, right? Like we all knew that the crippling disease COVID was going to be addressed by Joe Biden, President Biden, and this is going to was going to be a start. I think what is funny about that is the CNN article about it, because we all know the CNN and the New York Times and the Washington Post have all been lifting Joe Biden up for like a decade now. Like, especially during his campaign. Man never left his basement, but somehow got all the raves from CNN. Well, today is no different. In an article written by Betsy Klein, Veronica Stracularusi, and Kate Sullivan for CNN, President Joe Biden's first full day in office, Thursday, focused on rolling out his national strategy to get over the coronavirus pandemic under control. Wrong. His first day was focused on undoing the last 4 years of policy because he didn't agree with them and getting rid of thousands of Americans' jobs. That is what he actually did. But anyway, our national strategy is comprehensive. It's based on science, not politics. It's based on truth, not denial. And it's detailed. Biden said, speaking from the White House, he said the 198-page plan is posted on whitehouse.gov, which it is. Biden's plan starts with a national vaccination campaign in order to meet the president's goal of administering 100 million shots, which is enough to cover 50 million Americans with vaccine that require 2 doses in his first 100 days in office. Okay. Let's just put the brakes right there. Yeah, that's not going to happen. And to say that is an unrealistic promise. 100 million shots within the first 100 days. Let's do the math. Where's the calculator? Guys, I'm going to pull out a calculator real quick. Let's take 100 million. Well, let's just take 50. Let's take 50 million Americans, right? Let's take 50 million Americans divided by 100 days. Let's find out how many that is by day, right? That is 500,000 people vaccinated a day. No. Yeah. That's not going to happen. Well, we all know that. And to say that is an unrealistic goal. I don't even think that we have enough vaccines yet from Pfizer to even cover those yet. So, yeah. But it's CNN, and here he is holding them up, right? He said the plan was developed with the input from the nation's top infectious disease expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci. Oh, so you want it to be not influenced by politics, but the top doctor who is full of politics and partisan actions during the Trump administration is the one who's giving you the top input. Yes, Joe Biden, please continue. My apologies. President Biden, please continue telling us how it is not political. That's just garbage in itself. Anyway, back to the executive orders for you guys. There's an executive order on protecting the federal workforce and wearing mask mandates. Okay. So we all knew that they are 100% a joke in this. Right here, I'm going to put it up on the screen for you. Right there. Well, yep, there it is. That's a picture of President Biden on federal property not wearing a mask hours after he signed the mask mandate. So, as always, Democrats will create the law, but they don't always have to abide by the law. It's the same thing we've seen from countless Democrats regarding COVID-19 response since the very beginning. Whether it be Laura Lightfoot in Chicago, just being in the center of riots when the rest of their city is locked down. Whether it be the countless other mayors in Democrat cities that were out eating without masks while they continued to lock down their cities and destroy America's economy. But it is no different. But so we now have a hypocrite in office. I'm just going to say it. So next is a proclamation on ending discriminatory bans on entry to the United States. Okay, and this one is actually really, really terrible, actually. It's probably one of the largest threats to national security, in my opinion, that I've seen so far from him. So he is Executive Order 13780 and Proclamation 9645, 9723, and 9983 are hereby revoked. Right? So what are those? Executive Order 13780 of March 2017 is protecting the nation from foreign terrorists entering into the nation. Proclamation 9645 on September 24, 2017, enhancing vetting capabilities and processes for detecting attempted entry into the United States by terrorists or other public safety threats. Proclamation 9723 of April 10th, 2018 maintained enhanced vetting capabilities and processes for detecting attempted entry into the United States by terrorists or other public safety threats. And Proclamation 9883 of January 31st, 2020, improving enhanced vetting capabilities and processing for detecting attempted entry to the United States by terrorists or other public safety threats. All right, so those are what he revoked. So one, he lifted the ban from most of the Muslim countries and got rid of all vetting from people traveling from those countries into the United States and just completely dismantled the national security aspect of that. So under Biden's administration, his plan is that now, because America is the land of everybody and that we don't need to have national sovereignty and that somehow the national government has foregone its responsibility of national security and national defense, he has removed all vetting of people coming from terrorist nations into America. He revoked it. You all can go read it yourself. Just completely just dismantled it. Like, we don't need it because of equity and that it is discriminatory to ban from terrorist nations. No, we're not banning them because of their religion. I'm banning them because they have countlessly killed hundreds of thousands of people, thousands of Americans, and a country that has set its sights on America time and time again. Yes, President Biden, please tell me how we do not need increased vetting from them. But that's day one, guys. Like I said, how screwed are we? Well, if this day one is any sign of it, we are really screwed. Next, executive order on advancing racial equity and support for underserved communities through the federal government. But that's just woke as it is. I don't think that there is no thing. So here's the deal, guys. And I said this, I've been saying this for like ever now, it feels like. The left does not want equality, right? Well, they do, but not the equality that you and I think of. We think of equality of opportunity, that Black Americans, Hispanic Americans, Native Americans, Muslim Americans, insert said ethnic or racial group, right, should have the exact same opportunities to succeed in America, right? Because that is true equality. Not equality of outcomes, like the left wants, but equality of opportunity. That a Black man can go and run for president, that's equality of opportunity. That a Black man can go be a CEO of a company, that is equality of opportunity. But that's not what they want. What the left wants is equality of outcomes, which means that if you work hard and somehow make hundreds of thousands of dollars for yourself, but the same person who had the same opportunity as you do fails to work hard, that you should share in your wealth and share in your success, because you all have to have the equal outcomes, not the equal opportunity to succeed, the equal outcome. That is what they want. And that is what that executive order is trying to go. They put a regulatory freeze on it. Today we celebrate the triumph of democracy after an election that saw more Americans voting than ever before in America. This is a proclamation he gave, which is just, I think it's kind of a smack in the face to all those Republicans that hold any doubt of the election. It says, "I am humbled before God and my fellow Americans to take the sacred oath of President of our beloved country. Today we celebrate the triumph of democracy after an election that saw more Americans voting than ever before in our nation's history, and where the will of the people has been heard and heeded. We do so at a moment of great peril and promise for our nation." God, this is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And it's so hard to read, you guys. Like, it's hard to read coming from a person for the last 47 years of their life has just completely tried to undermine American democracy and just continually make garbage policies. Like, President Biden's been trying to become the president since he was 12. Like, I'm pretty sure that his dad at the age of 18 told him he could run for president. And he's been trying to do so since then, but just as garbage policies. And somehow he, on his 47th year of doing absolutely nothing and never leaving his basement, somehow was able to make that come true for himself. Anyway, back to his executive orders. He preserving and fortifying deferred action for childhood arrivals, which is DACA. DACA is a kind of controversial thing in my opinion. I believe that if you're a child in America, if you're born in America and you're a citizen, if you're a child, that we should be looking for, to help you, the whole dreamer thing, But I think that it is very, 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 very difficult to say that, because now all they have to do is come and drop their kids off, and we're just going to take all their kids. And so it's such a sensitive topic that I'll be honest, I'm going to do more reading on it, on what his plan is, and I'll get back with you on tomorrow's show. I promise you it. I'm sorry that I did not do the service for you today, but I promise you I will get back to it. All right. Reinstating deferred enforced departure for Liberians. Proclamation on the termination of emergency with respect to the southern border of the United States and redirection of funds diverted to the border wall construction. Well, President Biden, I'm going to tell you you're wrong again. There is definitely a crisis at our southern border. How many people cross illegally into America? But you don't care, because your next one, you're literally going to give a road of citizenship to 11 million undocumented people in America. So you truly do not care about our national sovereignty or our national defense, or really care about our immigration laws for the hundreds of thousands of countless people that want to enter into this country legally, that have been waiting on lists for years to do so. You are just going to slap every single one of them in the face and just allow millions of people to become Americans just because they reside here illegally. Congratulations on continually to, I guess you could say, give to those who violate the laws. You're giving presents to people who just, rewards to people who violate the laws. Congratulations, President Biden. Executive order on the ethics commitments by executive branch personnel. He's modernizing the regulatory review. Executive order on preventing and combating discrimination on the basis of gender identity or sexual orientation. I think the Ben Shapiro show said this a few days ago, which is absolutely true. We should just put sexual orientation into the Equal Opportunity Act, right? Like, you already do it on race, gender, sex, right? Race. Why not put sexual orientation on there? That's where we're at, right? That, not the unalienable characteristics of yourself, right? Like your race, your sex, everything like that. Because those should be protected, right? Well, why don't we just add that? Because now sexual orientation, according to the left, is unalienable as well. You literally make the decision like, well, my name's Jonathan, and today I woke up feeling like I'm going to be a woman today. And so, because of that, I want you to think of me as a woman. I want every right afforded to women. Well, but wait, I also want every right afforded to men as well, because I'm actually a man. But I identify as a woman. Why not add that into the Equal Opportunity Act, seeing that everything else that you want to do has to somehow believe in this woke culture? He did an executive order on protecting public health and environment and restoring science to tackle the climate crisis. There has never been a non-science approach to the climate crisis. The problem is that it is not an existential threat to America, and that it does not pose an immediate threat that we need to absolutely halt every single thing in American life, that we need to stop producing oil, that we need to stop fracking, that we need to rejoin the Paris Climate Accord, which he did. So we're going to go back to paying millions of dollars for people, for other countries instead of Americans. But the climate crisis is not existential to America. You want to know what it is? You want to know what it is? The debt. American debt is an existential threat to Americans and to taxpayers. But you're going to rejoin us to the WHO. You're going to rejoin us to the Paris Climate Accord, where we are going to pay millions of taxpayer dollars to other countries that do not pull their own weight for some woke-ass idea of climate crisis that has been proven time and time again not to be a threat to Americans today. Anyway, executive order on ensuring a lawful and accurate enumeration and appointment pursuant to the decennial census. Okay, let's stop right there, guys. Remember how he wanted that path to citizenship for 11 million undocumented people in America? Here, I'm going to tell you why. Right here. Right here is why. So in this executive order, pretty much what he's doing is he's making it to where if you just reside in America, if you just live here, right, illegally or legally, you should be counted in the census and be counted for the appropriation of money to certain states because you live here. So you're not a citizen of the United States, but you should receive citizen benefits. Yeah, that sounds real smart. You're also, guess what else you're going to be counted in? Remember that this is a delegation year, right? The census is happening. The redistricting is going to happen this year. And if you count all of those undocumented people in that districting come 2022, well, come next election when his executive order and his path to citizenship has taken place, right? Who do you think those people are going to vote for, right? Because he's like, he gave 11 million undocumented people citizenship. Who do you think those 11 million people are going to vote for? Plus, it's going to be the redistricting, which all those 11 million undocumented people live in majority Democrat sanctuary cities, things of that nature. So you're going to add more delegates to the Democratic caucus into like where the Democrats vote. And then you're going to make all of them citizens so then they all can vote. That, mark my words, that is the plan of President Biden and of the left. If that happens, you can kiss a Republican winning the re-election anytime in the next probably decade, I would say. I think it'll be a decade if that happens before a Republican gets back into the Oval Office. Hell, I would even go say it would be a decade before we see a resurgence of Republicans inside the either sides of the houses. And that's exactly what they wanted, right? And we've seen this across the board, is that they want a complete cancellation and a complete removal of conservatives and Republicans across the board. Like, they just want them gone. And any way that they can find to silence Republicans or anybody that disagrees with them, they will do that. All right, the next one. Executive order of revocation of certain executive orders concerning federal regulation. Executive order on the revision of civil immigration enforcement policies and priorities. There it is. Right? So these are the executive orders day one, which set to reverse 4 years of policies. He also got rid of the Keystone Pipeline day one. I'm pretty sure that was his first action when he got into the Oval Office, right? Which got rid of thousands of Americans' jobs. A pen stroke of the president yesterday got rid of thousands of Americans' jobs. So how screwed are we? Day one of the presidency. I'm going to tell you. You ready? 17 executive orders. He let go of our national security and is going to allow what seemingly unvetted people into America from terrorist states. He got rid of thousands of Americans' jobs, day one, in a pen stroke. He put taxpayers' dollars back into global programs that Americans pay grossly more money than the rest of the world does. That being the WHO and the Paris Climate Accord. He let go of the southern border and is going to put a path to immigration and for citizenship for millions of people. He counted illegals in the census, which is absolutely ridiculous, right? So now, think about this. You're an American, right? I'm an American. And we receive benefits from the American government and the rights enumerated to the American people by the Constitution, right? And the Bill of Rights. But we're going to extend those to every other person in America that is not citizens. So they benefit from your taxpayer dollars, your rights, the protection of the federal government, but they're not Americans. Just think about that. Think about where the priorities of the government is. A Biden administration, where his priorities are, where the 11 million undocumented people in America mean more to him than every single American, because your taxpayers are going to be what funds it. Like I said, guys, this is just day one. And he said it himself. President Biden said it himself right before signing or right after, I don't remember. So please don't quote me on it. Said all of this needs legislation. So legislation to support 11 million undocumented people in America. Legislation to say that we're not going to vet people coming from terrorist states into America. Great. We're just going to allow everybody to come to America with zero vetting, and, well, we'll see how 9/11 happens again, right? Like that is truly the reason. And I know that I'm going to do like extreme cases here, right? But that is what is at stake here. Is those policies that he's enacting are radical. They're woke, like the racial equity in underserved communities. Here's the deal, guys, is I know countless African Americans. I know countless Hispanics who are great people that do great things with their lives. I've seen people come from underserved communities that thrive and succeed like nobody's business, right? So I think it's almost racist to say that because they come from an underserved community that they somehow are not given equal opportunity. But like I said, it's not equal opportunity, it's equal outcomes, and that's the only thing that they care about. That's the only thing that they want. Because an equal opportunity is that path to the woke ideologies that we thought, well, I didn't think, but a lot of people thought that Biden was going to push back against. But clearly his first day he's proven that that is not the case. Anyways, guys, sorry for a short episode today. I got to get to work, got to make that green. I'm going to end with saying this, is President Biden is the president, and he is my president, and I will say it. For all of you out there that are going to criticize me, let me know in the comments. I don't care what, really, honestly, guys, because he's our president, and we're better than the left. And until then, we have to acknowledge that. And I hope and I pray that he does what's best for America. I truly, truly do. I have my high doubts that he will, but I pray that he does, because that is what his job is, and he needs to make the best decisions for America. If day one is any idea or gives any insight onto whether it's going to be, well, it's going to be a long 4 years, and he is not going to put America first like we've been used to. But I pray that he does. And so I'll see you all tomorrow, guys. May God bless you, God bless your families, and God bless America. Stay safe.